We're going back to the well. Slam Bang number 2. Gosh, Allen Freeman made great books. And hello everyone, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live. I am so excited to share with you today's classic zine, Slam Bang number 2. This, in many ways to me, represents the absolute joy of this hobby of zine video making, because I pulled this guy out of my stacks about, 10 feet away from me, and I was like, I haven't done a slam bang in a while. I really ought to go back and do it, because from back in the 1980s, Slam Bang was kind of the anthology magazine, or zine, small press comic. This in so many ways encapsulates exactly why. Simple book. 8.5 by 11 folded over, saddle stitched, couple staples, bit of a cardstock cover, and then white interiors. That's it. So many people have made zines constructed this way, but what Allen Freeman has done with this particular zine is fantastic because of the creators he worked with. And I forgot about all the creators he worked with on Slam Bang 2 until I cracked this thing open for the first time in, 40 years. And I'm reading this and I'm like, holy cow, this is incredible. Let's start with the cover. This is Daryl Hutchinson. Daryl and his brother Joe were amazing storytellers and amazing artists, each in their own way. You can see Daryl's work right here. It is fantastic. I'm going to get up close so you can see some of the pointillism he's done, some of the line work he's done. This is incredible. If you ever want a reason to keep trying to draw your art manually, as opposed to letting the digital tools do most of the work for you, this is the type of stuff you look at and say, yeah, we can raise the bar, we can be better, we can do more, and we should be doing it on our own. I don't know if this could be replicated with digital tools. Probably could, but I wouldn't know how. Just incredible. So, Daryl Hutchinson already kicks it off with just an amazing cover. So then you get to the inside. Allen does a very short editorial, very short, and then jumps right in, has a couple promotional things. He even has folks helping out on things like a logo on page 2, which actually looks really nice. And then some of the spot illustrations, in this case by David Puckett, who did this. And then I flip the page over, and holy cow, we've got ourselves Steve Willis. Just drops a page in, talking about how he always missed out on the big historical and cultural events of his era. He missed Elvis. He was in bed for the Beatles. He was in the kitchen when Oswald got shot. He was sitting on the can when the man first set on the moon. He was out bowling when Nixon resigned. Never saw Halley's Comet. And now he has a funny feeling he just missed out on another biggie. I love it. Got a nice piece here, really well drawn, by Don Ice Jr., who I'm not familiar with. and it's called, starring the Nighthawk, called Playing for Keeps. A bit of a fanish love letter to the Kirby style. I see so much Kirby in these poses. That's a really sharp looking face. That is really well done there. As is this. Then, one thing you'll learn about Allen if you spend any time going back and forth with him these days, and I believe he's out in the Pacific Northwest somewhere now, he is a man of letters as well as a fantastic artist, because I'm guessing you might recall, yes, this, Strange Times 5. This is Allen's work. I mean, he is a very accomplished artist in his own right. But he's also a guy of letters, and he loves to read, and he apparently loves to write, and does this really neat little story about I guess you would say a futuristic, fantasy-oriented airplane battle. It's pretty cool. And then we wrap it up with a little panel gag, if you will, by Tish. Tim Corrigan, the publisher of Small Press Comics Explosion, does a really cute little piece about Fred and Marvin, those crazy publishers, basically doing 2 pages on why it's too hard to do a submission for Slam Bang #2, hassle involved in doing it, and he comes up with a cute little piece coming out of it. The other thing I love about Corrigan's work, of course, is his line work is great. I mean, he's a really good cartoonist, but look at all the different types of shading he does. I mean, he just messes around. Vertical shades, his pants are done diagonally for the shades. He's got pointillism, he's got black backgrounds. I mean, he's got kind of a manga-like explosion of lines there. It's really cool. He has a lot of fun doing this, and even puts in a little mighty guy. This is another Tish piece. I mean, you want to talk about pointillism. Holy cow. And then we get to this one. And I have done one video. Yes, one video by the Hutchinson brothers. It was called Lester Jester. Great little book. Their zine. And they did tons of this stuff. Well, Daryl is, if you will, the fine artist, and his brother Joe is the crazy cartoonist, and together they do some amazing stuff. But he did this piece called I Married a Witch Doctor, and it is hysterical. This lady goes to the bar and then wakes up in the morning realizing that she got drunk and married this witch doctor, and now it goes through their life together, and it's just so funny. And they finally break it off. They miss each other so much, they get back together, they throw away their voodoo dolls, and then they discover that by throwing them away, because they made voodoo dolls of each other, they got so sick of each other, by throwing them away, that the fates of the voodoo dolls now is their fate. She threw hers into the water. She threw her voodoo doll of her husband into the water, and he starts drowning on land. Then a dog ran off with the voodoo doll of her, and she's feeling all the pain of having the teeth sinking into the doll. And now she lives in fear of what the dog did to the voodoo doll. I absolutely love that. The Were Griffin. Nice looking piece. Anyway, on the Hutchinson brothers, I've got to warn you, there probably at some point in the future will be at like a Great American Cartoonist Week like I did with Steve Willis, but I'm going to do it on the Hutchinson brothers, and you guys are all going to be blown away. Brad Foster, just incredible artist. A little bit of whimsy, a little bit of technology, expert shading, fantastic designs. Rich Dengrove does another nice little written piece. And then some ads. Jeff Wood's Perihelion from Jeff's Pseudo Comics label. APC Tales from Dave Puckett, mixed in with a little bit of spot illustration here and there. Nyx, the Goddess of Night, another nice looking piece. Who did that? Archie? No. Well, maybe that is Archie Harper. Doesn't look like it. Looks like a Lewis, if you had to ask me. Then an ad for Bob Sheridan's work. And then just a quick page of self-biographies about the different people. And that's it. And then, of course, Puckett does a nice back cover as well. Very surreal. Slam Bang number 2. It's not how you construct the book physically. It's about the content that you put in it. This was a wonderful, enjoyable read with fantastic storytelling and great art. I really loved it. If you ever get a chance to find some old copies of Slam Bang, definitely look them up. Let me know what you think about the old anthologies like this. Have you read any? Are there any that really stuck out to you? I mean, there were some great ones. Visit, Mantra, Afterworld. I mean, it goes on and on. And then, of course, Slam Bang, in my mind, was kind of the master of it. So leave a comment if you're interested. Feel free to like the video. Of course, subscribe to FANzine Live and tell your friends about FANzine Live, because the more people who get involved, the more people who subscribe, the more people get a chance to share these videos with us, and the more fun we all have, because really, who wouldn't you want to see a zine of this quality? Have a good one, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time.